What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Broken Garage, where every broken car is an adventure. I know it's been, a couple weeks since I posted a video. Just been busy with work, honestly, and finding the desire to have time to work on my cars because some stuff has happened, and just the more things change, the more they stay the same. I'll just say that. But for now, I'm going to show you guys my friend's Honda CR-V we've had here for a couple days, about a week or so now. Haven't made a video about it because honestly, all I did was I completely detailed the interior. Then I washed the car. It's dirty now because it's been days since I washed it. Then I completely shined up all the rims and whatnot, cleaning the gunk on the inside, trying to get them as clean as possible. And then, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but we undercoated the entirety of the car. See if you guys can get under there to see, but we undercoated the car, and that was fun. So it's always nice to help out a friend. But today's little update episode is going to be about the Subaru. Surprise, right? Shocker. I'm really shocked there. So any of y'all know Subarus and the little boxer engines are kind of finicky. They are not always the easiest, funnest things to work on, and you guys saw me in a previous episode where I had done the O-rings for the crossover pipe. So that's fine. We still don't have any leaks. We are good. Everything looks nice and good still. However, we kind of have heating issues again, guys. So we have full-on coolant, and I know it looks clear there, but there actually is coolant in there. So we have coolant, but I've noticed the last couple days that my temperatures would start to rise. The car's been sitting for a couple hours, so obviously it's going to show cold. But like my temperature needle would start to rise past the halfway point, and like on the freeway, anything past 65 miles an hour, it would go really high, like almost to like a dangerous level. But then when I start to go in the city, like slower speeds and whatnot, it would start to creep down and go back to where it normally is. So that kind of had me confused. I looked online, was trying to do some research. Some people say that's a sign of a stuck closed thermostat, but that's not the case for me. My thermostat, I did take it out because it's really easy to get to. It's literally just down there. I don't know if you guys are going to see it, but it's down there, 2 bolts, comes off, and I flushed out the entire radiator, drained all the water that was out of it, and put actual coolant in there. And I tested my thermostat, put it in the hot boiling water. It opened up perfectly fine, closed perfectly fine when it was cold. So that wasn't the issue. Flushed the radiator, and it flushed through. Flushed the system out. It did fine. Again, we have no leaks, but we are still slightly overheating. And a lot of people online saying that it could also be the water pump, which, if you guys know, is pretty much down right there past this. Now, it could be that. I'm kind of hoping it is that, but also hoping it's not that. Because if you guys know, water pumps are not exactly fun to do on engines, especially on the Subaru engines. Like, I know I can move this out of the way. I can take off the fans and take off the reservoir. And I can actually do, once I take off the pulley and whatnot, I can do all the work on it inside the engine bay. But obviously that means I have to remove the timing belts, do the timing, make sure all that's good and all that, put a new timing belt on it, which wouldn't be a bad thing, honestly. That would actually be pretty good. Because yeah, my water pump could be bad. It very well could have just, gone out. And I noticed that the car has a little tick, 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 ticking sound when it accelerates. But it's not a head knock tick. It's just like, I don't know, it's weird. There's like the ticking is like very lightly there on idle, but when accelerating, you definitely hear it. And it sounds like it's coming from the front of the engine, kind of like this area, and that's kind of where the water pump is. So I'm thinking, best case scenario, that the water pump is just bad, and that's what's causing the temperatures to fluctuate, because it's just kind of either stuck in place or not fully freely floating and doing its thing. Not 100% sure. So that is one thing that it could be. And I know what you guys are thinking. If you guys are Subaru people, it also could be the head gasket. Like, yes, it could very well be the head gasket. I'm hoping it's not that. So I have already checked underneath my oil cap. There is no milkiness. Like, there is no creamy milkiness oil. The oil, I've checked the dipstick, is nice and clean. It is oily. Like, there is no creaminess to it. So hopefully those are kind of telltale signs for a head gasket. Obviously, like, a lot of bubbling coming out of here is a sign of a head gasket. I don't have any of that. So no signs of a blown head gasket yet. And if you guys know, usually when you have a blown head gasket, you get a lot of coolant coming out of the exhaust. I don't have that yet. But what I did notice, at least today, when I went to go pick up the work truck, when I parked it, got to the back trunk, and, like, lifted it up to get tools out of the back, I smelled sweet coolant. I could smell the sweetness of coolant, and it was coming from the back. So that kind of started having me worried that we were having a coolant leak out the exhaust. Now, I could have been smelling some coolant burnage that was coming off of here, splashing, because yes, last night when I did flush the system, I did get some coolant on the in the engine bay. I wasn't, like, the most steady, and I did kind of spill some coolant. So I could have just been smelling the coolant that was burning off. But the thing is, the coolant level in the radiator is still all topped off. Like, it hasn't dripped or drained out anywhere. Like, it's not losing coolant. So that's kind of one thing where I'm hoping where it is not the head gasket. Because, if it was the head gasket, that means coolant would be getting into the oil, which would be burning through the engine, which would be coming out the exhaust, and I would be losing coolant at a fairly steady pace. Plus, we would have performance issues. We'd have the white smoke. We'd have the creaminess in the oil and whatnot, but we don't have any of that. And I can drive the car. The car drives. Like, as long as I'm driving moderate, like 45 miles an hour or so, stays exactly where it should be, doesn't raise any higher. But the second I go on the freeway, not the second I go on the freeway, but like a little while after being on the freeway or whatever, it just starts rising and rising and rising until I get off the road and start going at lower levels. So that's why that's got me confused. If you guys have any hints or tips on what that could be, let me know down below, because outside of the water pump, which I am thinking that's my number one guess right now, and the head gasket, I have no clue, because just that's the only things I can think of anymore. I've checked the thermostat, I've checked the radiator, we have coolant, we're not leaking anywhere, we got no creaminess, we got no smoke, and I got no more ideas outside of the water pump or the head gasket. So I'm either going to be taking the not the head gasket, I'm either going to be taking all of this stuff out in a upcoming video and messing with the water pump and the timing belt, which I don't want to do, I'm not looking forward to, or I might go back and try some more of that CRC head gasket sealant stuff, because we do still have half of a container of it left, actually over half, and see if this stuff actually does its job. Because again, we're not losing coolant, we're not leaking coolant, so I don't feel like this is going to do anything, because we're not leaking coolant anywhere. And until I start seeing signs of white smoke and creaminess in my oil, I don't really think using that or trying that is going to really help anything. I'm thinking that maybe it is the water pump. Now, I don't know if that's the original water pump. I would hazard a guess that maybe it is, because this car was fairly well taken care of from the original owner. And I don't know. I don't know if these pulleys down there are connected to the water pump, or the water pump pulleys Obviously you can't see any of it because it's behind those, but that is what I'm thinking. I am thinking it's the water pump. So that is what I want to tackle first, which means timing belts. And if that fixes it, cool. Then we got a brand new water pump, brand new timing belt, good to go. If that doesn't fix it, then the only other thing I'm thinking of is head gasket. But that's where we are right now with the Subaru, guys. Sorry, content's been kind of slow. I'm still trying to get the EK here. I got my buddy's CRV here. Obviously got the Toyota here still. Garage is still a mess, and I have just been working nonstop, and I have had so little time and whatnot. And we got things to do. We got projects to do. We got stuff to do. I just have not had the time. And just like on the weekend, I'm just so tired lately. But we will try to get back to it, back to our regularly programmed schedule. Once we get the CRV out of here, we're gonna try and get the EK Civic up in here, because I know we can work on that a little bit more. That thing runs, the Civic runs. We just need to do some work on it, mostly internal body work and whatnot. And then we're gonna turn it into a fun, interesting project I think you guys are gonna like. Or maybe you're gonna hate. If you're a Honda purist, you might hate it, who knows. But that's where we are today, guys. So I'm gonna cut this video here because that's just an update on what's going on. We're having more Subaru overheating issues because Subaru. So remember, guys, every broken car is an adventure. Don't forget to like, favorite, comment, subscribe. If you got any ideas of what it could be, please let me know, because I'm kind of getting low on ideas here of what the issue could be. I'm thinking water pump or head gasket. It's got to be one of the two, right? So who knows? But let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Later. A little fun after the recording credits thingy. I forgot, a long time ago, my neighbor, I think his brother or whatnot, has a really beautiful old school Supra there. And obviously we got our Toyota here, but I figured you guys might like to see that awesome Supra in the background. All right, guys, later.